Antibody is a substance produced to fight disease. Monoclonal antibodies are distinguished from polyclonal antibodies in that monoclonal antibodies are made from only one cell. At first, a polyclonal antibody is a mixture of many antibodies. The antibodies vary, but each antibody reacts the same antigen. On the other hand, monoclonal antibodies are simple antibodies. Let me show you more detail. Polyclonal antibodies have many types of antibodies, and each antibody has a different epitope. Epitope is a part of antigen that is recognized as an enemy by the antibody. Given that antibodies are made by plasma cells, polyclonal antibodies are made by many types of plasma cells. On the contrary, monoclonal antibodies are composed of only one type of antibody, and its epitope is the same. As you might know, only one plasma cell makes a monoclonal antibody. So all the individuals are clones. Now, let's see how to make monoclonal antibodies. But before that, to make the difference clear, let's see how to make polyclonal antibodies. Firstly, inject antigen into a mouse. Inside the mouse body, plasma cells make antibodies which can fit the antigen. Then, we take blood from the mouse because antibodies are in the blood. Nextly, we separate blood into serum and clots. Thanks to these several steps, we can produce polyclonal antibodies. Let's get back to monoclonal antibodies. To make them, we need one type of and large amount of antibodies. The first step is the same as polyclonal antibodies. We inject antigen into a mouse and have the mouse make the suitable antibodies. After that, take plasma cells from the mouse. Then we fuse plasma cells and microma cells. Now, you must be thinking, what are plasma cells and microma cells? What are plasma cells? In short, they make antibodies. In contrast, microma cells don't make antibodies, but they are immoral and able to proliferate. After we fuse plasma cells and microma cells, they turn into new cells. We call them hybridoma cells. Then, we select some of the hybridoma cells, which can fit the antigen. Lastly, we increase the hybridoma cells to make a lot of monoclonal antibodies. That is how we can get monoclonal antibodies. Let's move on to how to use monoclonal antibodies. As I mentioned before, monoclonal antibodies can fit one kind of antigens. So, they are useful when the target is clear. For example, one type of antibodies fight cancer cells antigen, repress the cancer cell not to increase, and activate the immune cells. Other than this, monoclonal antibody can treat rheumatoid arthritis. In our body, one type of cytokine called TNF-alpha sometimes causes inflammation and joint destruction pathologically. Anti-TNF-alpha antibodies prevent TNF-alpha from combining with their receptors. In the case of polyclonal antibodies, however, they have many types of antibodies, so it's difficult to focus on the target. That's why we cannot use polyclonal antibodies for treatment. Thank you for listening to our video.